Hi bio students, this is my second and last video for this week, and it's going to be talking about this food chain in your ecosystem assignment that I want you to do. So, like I said in the previous video, if we were in class, you would have been creating an entire food web over one ecosystem area that you did in your tour builder project, but since we don't have the time or resources to do that, I'm going to just have you do a single food chain in your ecosystem instead. So I'm going to go over the directions, I'm going to show you an example, and then you are going to do your own. So the directions, you'll be creating a food chain based on one of your environments in your tour builder project. So each of you got a certain ecosystem, and then you're going to choose one of those locations, like a specific location that you pinpointed, to make a food chain over it. Choose one location and create a food chain based on the organisms there. You need to make sure that you have a producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. So you might not have found all those things on your specific place that you pinpointed, so you might need to go back and look up more of those things, and I'll show you what I did for my example. Make sure the food chain makes sense to your environment, so make sure those are animals that actually occur in that ecosystem, otherwise it's going to be very weird and not make sense. Please put the name of your ecosystem down below and then fill in the already provided chain. Make sure to include the common and scientific name of each organism in the box. Also put your sources below as well. I just want the link to each source. And look at the example and it will help you out. So this is my example. So I did the Badlands as an example for my tour builder. Its exact ecosystem is called mixed grass prairie. And then where it is located, that is the Badlands in South Dakota. So when I did my example, I didn't have quite a full food chain. So honestly, what I did, I just went up to Google here and I just put food chain example Badlands. And it came up with some different examples of food chains that occur in the Badlands. If you need to do something like that, that is completely fine. Like, let's say you have a marine ecosystem, so marine ecosystem food chain, and it should come up with different examples of that. So if you used something like that, please make sure that you link the source down below. I put mine right here, that's where I found this food chain, and I just followed that food chain. So for the food chain, I have a producer. This is called whitegrass, and I also put the scientific name here. So most of the time it's just going to give you the common name for it. So once you know the common name, just go into Google. So I'm going to type in whitegrass scientific name, and then it says it right here. So no, most of the time when it comes up right here, it is most likely from Wikipedia. So make sure you actually go to the Wikipedia page and copy and paste the link up at the top so I know where you got that information from. If it's from a different website, just copy and paste that link too. So here's my link for finding the scientific name here. And then you also need to include a picture of your producer. If you just go into Google, copy and paste right into this box, it should make it so that way the picture fits right into the box there. So I have my producer. I'm going to do the same for my primary consumer. So my primary consumer is called a sagebrush grasshopper, and there's its scientific name and its picture. My secondary consumer is a leopard lizard. Here's a scientific name, and here's the picture. And my tertiary consumer is a black-footed ferret. Here's its scientific name and its picture. And I also included all my sources below. I did the one for where I found the food chain, and I put one for where I found the scientific name of each organism. You don't have to put a source for where you got the picture because I can just reverse image search that if I need to. So that's not a big deal. And then yours is down here below. Please also note, and we talked about this when we talked about evolution, for the scientific name, you need to make sure that the first name of it is uppercase, the second name of it is lowercase, and for mine, I both put it in italics and underline. You only have to do one of those things, but make sure you do one of those, otherwise it's going to be counted wrong. Alright, if you have any questions, please email me, or we can talk about it in our Zoom session next week. Alright, see you guys then.